Hello YouTube, hello Twitch. You may not see my lovely face right now. I just explained to Twitch, I've been having a bit of a rough day, so I decided to play without the camera on today. However, I have been looking forward to this game coming out for a while. I've bookmarked it for a little bit of time. This is Blood Bowl 3. If you're not aware of what Blood Bowl is, so this is a digital game based on the tabletop version of said game. Now, what you might ask is a tabletop game? Well, it's an American football, fantasy game based around, the Warhammer setting. So you have, the Chaos in there, you have Elves, the Skaven, I believe, are a team in it. And certain teams have certain characteristics, like some might want to pass the ball more, some might want to run the ball more, some just want to bludgeon their way up the field. And you go up against, different teams with different traits, and you sort of just, play American football, so to speak. And now, I don't know what the rules are for the most recent version of Blood Bowl. I believe this is based on the tabletop rules right now. I played Blood Bowl 2, so I'm going to have to get some tutorialization through this. Hopefully. I hope the game provides me with a tutorial, otherwise I'm screwed. Welcome to Blood Bowl 3. To take your first steps, start the first competition of the official campaign, The Outsiders. There you'll find tips to get a good start. I see. If you're already familiar with Blood Bowl universe, you compete against an online opponent or challenge a friend in a hot seat game. So look for the official campaign, The Outsiders. Right. Where would I find that? The Outsiders tutorial. Competitions in campaign mode. The Blood Bowl 3 campaign offers you a series of competitions in which you take on emblematic teams. If you're unfamiliar with the Blood Bowl universe, the campaign is an excellent way to discover it while at the same time learning to play. Okay, that seems really cool. I don't remember the second game having a campaign, so... The year 2499. Where books pop in. Six of the most influential brands of the old world decide to host an extraordinary tournament, the Clash of Sponsors. The best teams answer the call for a tournament which will mark the history of Blood Bowl. Oh, are these the orcs? Some sort of nurgly Team Chaos? Skaven? Rats with the rats. The dwarves? The Corsair Cruises. Clash of Sponsors. I see.
Hey there, loser.
Hi. Hello, father.
About spilling blood and wrenching balls? You're in the big leagues now. That's why you need a sponsor. Win your games and I'll get you some contracts with the most powerful companies of the old world. Remember, with big money comes big trickery.
Okay, Fitness Club, The Outsiders. Orcida's Fitness Club, the new chain of sports clubs, fostered by the sportswear giant Orchidus. I get it. It's the sponsor of the competition that is placed under the banner of pure violence. By the way, hello? This game is pretty brutal. You can have, severe injuries. You can have deaths. That's fine. Honestly, it's expected with some teams. Or at least it was in Blood Bowl 2. I'm looking at you, Chaos. Okay, do I look at my sponsors? For anyone who can remember, or as long as anyone can remember, Orchidas has been the name of sportswear across the known world. A staggering achievement for a firm of greenskin tailor originating from the Badlands. Okay. So, inducement cost is reduced by 50%. Grants you a team reroll for each half of the match. So, this is a dice-based game. And the reroll will let you re-roll a dice, which is pretty important when, you need to make a certain play. It's influential for you scoring a point or, not conceding. You roll the equivalent of a 1 out of 6, and you cry. The re-rolls get around this. For this match, the Wandering Apothecary can patch up your players in the same way as an apothecary. He can patch up journeymen and mercenaries, but not star players. Allows you to obtain the services of a star player for the match. Your team cannot have more than 16 players. If the opposing team hires the same star player, the money is lost and the star player is not hired. Holy shit. Once per match, you can use either a fireball or a zap spell. Not sure what that's going to be, but I assume it's going to be pretty good. And the Plague Doctor allows you once per match to reroll a failed regeneration test on one of your players. Alternatively, a Plague Doctor can be used in the same way as an apothecary if a player is KO, includes journeymen but neither mercenaries or star players. Oh, do I get all of these? I see. Okay, so they have the Apothecary as well, the Slaughter Aid. For this match, you can purchase mercenaries at 30,000k, above the normal purchase price. These players have Loner, 4+. You can add a primary skill at the cost of 50,000. They cannot be hired after the match, nor an MVP. I don't remember exactly what Loner does. I will be completely honest with you. I remember it being a trait in Blood Bowl 2. And I think it's almost equivalent of being... Was it Truant in Pokemon, where a Pokemon... In fact, I think Truant on Slacking was every other turn. He just doesn't do anything. I believe for this, it's like on a dice roll, and they might just do nothing. We'll take the fitness. Can I take the fitness, or... No? Or are you just showing me what the sponsors are? You're about to play a campaign competition, but you have not yet completed all the matches from the Outsiders competition. Oh, okay, I had to click on the same thing again, never mind. Orchidus Fitness Club, the new chain of sports clubs fostered by the sportswear giant Orchidus. Yeah, we've read that. Complete the series of 3 introductory matches to unlock access to campaign competitions for your own teams. I see. So we have the Old World Alliance, the Chaos Chosen, and the Orcs. Your host, Orchidus, is proud to present the first coach of the Clash of Sponsors. Varag Ghoul Chewer.
Appetite for victory and fresh ghouls. Meet former captain of the Gouged Iron star player, Varag Ghoul Chewer.
Varag is a tactical player, which is rare for an orc. Makes him really dangerous. He kept his team on top of the league for 6 straight seasons.
Today, Varag is the coach of the Outsiders.
I can't wait to see what will ooze out of that vicious mind.
Okay. The unsingen? That was singing, right? It wasn't signed. My brain is too frazzled right now for this. Some long grass. I don't think that, metal ring would meet health and safety standards. Also, let me just crank the volume very slightly up a bit more. When I loaded into the game, it was so unbelievably loud. But I think it's just the music that booms. Let's go with something like this. Just take the music down, leave everything else the same. Blood Bowl 3 welcomes you. This tutorial will explain the rudiments of the game. Get ready to break some jaws.
Kid, listen to me. I'm gonna teach you the tricks of the trade.
The aim of the game is simple. Score touchdowns by taking the ball into the opposition end zone. The team with the most touchdowns at the end of the match is declared the winner.
This competition is sponsored by Orchidus.
Let's hope it's better put together than their pants.
The position of the ball is clearly visible thanks to the blue halo. Right now, it's close to the end zone of your team. Thanks to Cabal Vision's camera boom technology, you have access to aerial view of your players. Look at the pitch by turning the camera. To do so, move the cursor to the edge of the screen. You can also zoom out by using scroll wheel. I see. Excellent. Sometimes you need to change the view of the situation. Q and E rotates.
Get my stuff from there.
That explains several things.
Very nice. Now you've acquired the basics, this game isn't going to be won without your involvement. Select the player closest to the ball with left click. And now perform a click on the square adjacent to the ball in order to do a move action. Your move action is planned. Tell your player to execute Order 66. No, to execute the declaration by using the space shortcut or go from now on. You cannot interrupt the declaration. Alright. Some stride. The movement allowance, MA, characteristic indicates the number of squares the player can move. This is shown on the profile of the selected player. So this guy, I can't see his full name, Masoon the something or other, has a movement of 6. Continue your ball by planning a move action of your player onto the square containing the ball. So this is Masoon, the tenderness of Cathay. Once the declaration is confirmed, the player automatically tries to pick up the ball. His success depends on the test of his agility characteristics. You'll be unbelievably frustrated if you're playing a dwarven team trying to pick this ball up at times. It's honestly just buttered for the dwarves. Tip, you can hover over the cursor on the characteristics to show the profile of this player to find out more. So he has an AG of 3. Yes. Go.
Quick and easy. Nothing to see here.
In Blood Bowl, most actions are resolved by dice rolls, similar to, normal Warhammer games. Using a random generator that's been certified as beyond reproach by the NAF. It's funny. On a 6-sided dice, D6, a natural roll of 6 means you automatically succeed, while a natural roll of 1 means an automatic failure. You thus have at least one chance in 6 of succeeding on an almost impossible action, and the same chance of failing the most trivial of actions. Continue your turn by selecting this player and planning a move action to the indicated square.
I can't understand.
Whoops! Nuffle seems to have other plans for you. Make sure you've read the instructions before activating a player. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Select the player. What? Oh, it's this guy, sorry. Ah, you're teaching me dodge. This player is marked because he's inside the tackle zone of an opponent. These are the 8 squares that surround the player. Leaving a tackle zone requires a successful AG test. Failing a dodge can lead to a player falling over or, for the most unlucky, death.
So, Bob, what do you think of the training program from Orchidaps?
The display indicates the threshold of success for an agility test. 3 plus requires a result of 3 or more on a D6 to pass the test. Nice dodge. The log at the bottom left of the screen records all the actions and their results. The display can be extended in order to improve readability. Now that you've activated the second player, you'll notice that the previous one who picked up the ball has become inactive. White circle at his feet turned red. In Blood Bowl, players can only be activated one after another. Think about the sequence of actions for one player before moving to the next one. So this is, if you compare this to like Phoenix Point, it'd be... You do all your actions with a soldier. Like if you did 3 actions of your soldier and you clicked someone else and did an action with them, you couldn't go back and get the other action with the first guy. You have to finish off the sequence for each player.
Now, show me what you got.
I'm hearing in the headphones that the quota of loss of broken teeth hasn't been reached this match. Select the indicated player in order to rectify the problem. The block action allows you to attack an opponent. To plan a block against a player, select the latter a second time with your left click. A player must be adjacent to the target at the start of the turn.
Hey, at last, some action.
During a block, we compare the strength of both players. So we're going up against Wala Liber Necris. If the values are equal, only 1 dice is rolled. Execute the declaration to start a block by pressing the shortcut. So if we have a higher strength, I believe, we'd get a double roll, and we take the best value, the highest value. On even, we roll 1, and if we're on the lowest strength, we roll 2 and take the worst one. I'm fairly certain that's how this works. It's coming back to me. So this is a nice smash. The block dice on the D6, whose size display the result of combat, you got a power result, the best possible outcome. Select the block dice by clicking on it. The power result allows you to choose the square in which the player will be push it, please click on the indicated square. So we're going to just knock him back. A player can follow up an opponent that he's pushed back. This keeps him in the tackle zone. Follow up.
Hey, you gotta be careful. Nothing works.
Nice blow. Are those his teeth over the pitch? The block ends the activation of the player for this turn. You can no longer move the player after this action and until the next turn. You have no remaining player who can be activated during this turn. When this happens, go to the next turn by pushing the... I think that's meant to be like the backspace key on the keyboard, or clicking end turn. You're ready to move on to the next one. I see.
Now, show me what you've learned.
It didn't explain as well, when I did the power action, it did a roll for an injury, I believe. So it did this armor value AV9 plus check, and you see the bottom left. And we failed it. If you roll above that, then I think it rolls into like an injury table, potentially. So we failed and we just went prone instead. Action wheel and superior strength. Following a short ellipsis lets us see how much the match has advanced. The current situation will allow you to learn more about the block action and its effects. To begin with, select the designed player who is close to the opposition pipsqueak. Rupert Blunder. Okay. The action wheel allows you to choose from all the actions available to your player, as well as carry out special actions linked to skills. You can also check out the details of each action. Open the wheel by holding down left click, and then select the block action by moving your mouse over it. I see.
He's a coach who
When you compare the strength values of the two players, you'll see that you have the advantage. Yes. Superior strength allows the 2 block dice to be rolled, so twice the chance of getting a favourable result. The number of dice to be rolled is displayed over the head of the target during planning. Your opponent will regret having left the old world halfling hopeful inside the tackle zone of your player. Confirm the block action. It would seem that you don't have what it takes to flatten down your opponent. Be careful. The dice with the skull is called player down, a result that you don't want, so I get knocked down, I think. It's the same result as a 1 on a d6. The attack went badly, and it is the attacker who is knocked down. Your best choice is the dice with the arrow icon. This is called a pushback. It allows the opponent to be pushed back by 1 square without knocking him down. As for the power result, you must choose the destination square and decide whether your player will follow up or not. I remember this, so we will do a push. They have to be knocked back. Your best choice is the dice with an arrow icon. The result's called a pushback. Oh, sorry, it's still the same thing. So he doesn't mind where I put him. I'd probably push him here. Follow up this pipsqueak with your strength advantage. The player will be well placed to perform a new block action on him during the next turn.
Each season, the new
If you have a player adjacent to the opposition ball carrier, plan a block on the laps in the way that you wish.
only watch the chaos come
Okay.
to see the new styles.
fascinating.
So I click the player, I hover, I block, I click, I go. And we get a POW, very nice. Excellent result. Confirm the POW result with left click and select the square in which your opponent will be pushed back. It's for you to decide whether your player follows up or stays in the square. I'll probably knock him back if you don't mind. You know what, let's push him here for a change of pace.
Wasn't expecting that. But then neither was the point.
The ball carrier is bitten in the dust. When the carrier is knocked down, he automatically releases the ball, which rebounds into one of the adjacent squares. Let us leap forward in time in order to practice what you've learned up till now. I forgot that was going to happen, so actually, that play was really bad for me. I pushed the ball carrier into a position where he dropped the ball. He happened to drop the ball on the tile of the halfling, and the halfling rolled a 6 to catch the ball. Which is fantastic for them. Also, unbelievably lucky because he was stood next to a player, which gives him a debuff on picking things up. So he had to roll a 6 there, I think, to get the catch. Maybe he could have done it on a 5 as well. Next challenge, please.
Remember, always give
Oh, we have big Brutus. Grottera Fatal Breath. Advanced block and turnover. Now is the time to use what you've learned in order to win this match in the name of Usingen Rookies team. Select the ogre on your team and plan a block action on that ridiculous old world halfling, hopeful that it's adjacent to him. Why are you going that way around? Oh, never mind, I'm being dumb. How do you cancel right-clicking? Okay. It's the guy literally in front of me. You know what? Spin the camera, now I can see him.
Remember, always give the people what they want.
Block him. The strength advantage is so enormous that it's more than double. This scenario allows you to roll 3 dice for this action. I remember in the past, in Blood Bowl 2, I used to love playing as the Lizardman. And I loved I can't remember what they were called, like, they were big crocodile guys, like crocodile dinosaur things. And often you could get triple dice on, like, their runners. And boy, did I love a triple dice. Okay, we'll take a POW. Then I'll push him back over here if you don't mind, and I'll follow him. I thought that was going to be more brutal, considering I've got, like, some sort of power fist. The match goes on. Execute a block action by this new player. Ah, so we failed. Oh dear, look, it's finally changed sides. So let's play it down and grit your teeth.
Did the attacking player just slip over?
So, I believe as well, and this is going to probably tell me this now, if you fail an action, it causes a turnover, which is just an end turn for you. So you don't want to take these risky actions if you can avoid them. Like, you typically want to avoid 1 die rolls. Sometimes you can't. And if you have to do a 1 die roll, try and do it later in the turn. In Blood Bowl, the fail of an action is called a turnover. A turnover brings an immediate end to your turn. Blood Bowl is a game that involves you to plan the order of your actions according to the risk involved. Plan wisely in order to lessen the gravity of the premature end of a turn. It's all flooding back to me. A new turn begins. In this situation of a player who is in difficulty, a player who is flat out on the pitch is an easy target and can no longer tackle opposition players. Stand this player up by clicking again on the square and execute the declaration. I just want to see what this is. So the standard activation. I'm sure it's going to tell me all of this in the future. We just want to click on this tile and stand up, right? There we go. You'll notice that you can no longer plan a block action with this player. A player can only perform 1 type of action during his standard activation. Standing up is considered as a move action, and so during this turn, there are only 2 choices: continue the move action or stay put. Standing the player up costs 3 movement allowance points. Your player still has some of these points left. Continue the move action by removing from his opponent's tackle zone and doing go. Nice dodge. Remember that an opponent who retains his tackle zone will automatically attempt to tackle one of your players if he tries to escape from it. The dodge skill of your player allowed him to reduce the risk. The opposition ball carrier is inside the tackle zone of your rogue, quite a mistake. Give him a demonstration of brutality by using the difference in strength between the 2 players. Alright.
Too easy.
Defender stumbles. This type of result is called a stumble. The effect is similar to the POW if the opponent doesn't have the dodge skill. Your target has no such advantage. You can choose this result without any worries and knock him down. I remember now. So as it said, some players will have a dodge stat. And if you roll this and they have dodge, then they just get pushed back. It's like the arrow. If they don't have it, it's like the power symbol. So it's a bit of a mixture between the 2 of them. We have to push him here, apparently. Your ogre doesn't risk much in the middle of opposition players. Follow up the target. Yeah, just keep grinding this guy down. Scoring a touchdown. You've wiped out the opposition ball carrier. The ball rebounds into a free square. A perfect opportunity to make a final sprint. One of your players is perfectly positioned to attempt this action. Select him with the left click and move him to the ball square. We can do that. He's picked it up. Now make a run to the end zone. Your player can try to rush an extra 2 squares beyond his movement allowance. They're shown by the exclamation mark. To move into each of these squares. A roll of d6 is required. On the result of one, the player falls over and it's a turnover. However, you've got to take a risk if you want to win. Execute the declaration with the shortcut. So we're doing a 2-tile rush. And I believe we succeeded. So again, unlike American football, it doesn't give you the 6 points for the touchdown because there's no field goals. It's literally just 1 point. Which I think is a shame. I kind of wish there was other ways to score within the game.
I like the way you think.
Scoring a touchdown. Touchdown! Congratulations on this victory. I just forgot my camera was off and I did like my arm as 2 pair of sticks, indicating I'd also converted it, which I just said you can't do. Genius, your camera's not on. No one can see that. You've displayed your mastery of the Blood Bowl basics by allowing Usingen Rookies team to win their first match. Nice. We're ready to move on to the next one. The Chaos Chosen. So I remember the Chaos... Oh, Law. I remember the Chaos from Blood Bowl 2, but people loved playing as them because you could set your team up to cause injury and death. They were like the bane of the online existence. You just didn't want to run into one of those teams with a leveled up squad of your own. Like, you didn't want to run into them as the Skaven, for example, and lose like your star player. They were so brutal to play against. I also found you'd often win against them, but at what cost? I like these new arenas, though, the fields. I believe I read that is one of the things that's different about this version. There's, like, field effects, which I'm really intrigued to see what they will be. Because there was weather in Blood Bowl 2, which affects your dice rolls. Again, I like that. If you can have, like, a combination of the two, that'd be pretty cool. Welcome to the second Blood Bowl match with the Usingen Rookies team. It really looks like the unsigned Rookies team, but I think it is Usingen. We'll explore some advanced concepts so that you will shine during the Cabal Night Blood Bowl. We'll now take a look at some less commonplace declarations. They are limited in number of uses per turn, but they are handy in order to perform a series of actions during a single activation of player. So let's play with Click. Click on the opposition player to plan a Blitz declaration. A Blitz declaration is usable once per turn, allows you to combine a move action with a block action. Once the Blitz declaration is planned, execute it with the shortcut Go. So hang on a minute. Do I have to do it as... No. So Blitz to here? Wait, what am I validating? Click on the opposition player to plan a Blitz declaration. Oh, is it just automatically doing it? Sure, go for it.
What do you think about what just
Never mind, I'll try it again.
Who needs to learn the rules anyway?
Oh, it just auto does it. Oh, I see. Well, let's do it.
You can't argue with that call, can you, Bob?
No.
Well, I'll take that. Now, I don't know if it's still true in this game. I imagine it is. If you kick someone off the pitch, they get removed from the game until the next score. Or halftime, I think. Which is a pretty powerful play.
Get up or get off the...
So let's put him next to the perimeter. Well done. Note that your player can still perform an action after this block. The Blitz declaration allows the player to move before as well as after the block action. Make the most of this activation by positioning the same player on the indicated square. I'd rather not, but sure. The tutorial says to do it, I will.
So, Varag, what have you
The Blitz declaration is one of the declarations that can only be performed once per turn. You cannot perform another Blitz during the turn, but nothing prevents you from continuing to perform block actions in a standard way. These two players have equivalent strength, but your other players can assist their teammate to give them an advantage.
Now listen up.
Select this other player and place him on the indicated square. Will do. As long as he's not marked, the player you have placed next to the opposition can provide an assist to his teammate. The assist provides a +1 to a strength roll, so your player can now roll double block dice. This is actually a really important mechanic for a lot of teams. Having two people marking one gives you the strength bonus, and vice versa. If there are two players next to one another on the opponent's side, they give them a strength bonus to the defense roll. Ooh. Not good results. Player down means that only your player is down. Both down means that both players are down. That's your best option, and means twice as much blood. And again, we only suffered prones here. When an action is failed, it brings about a turnover, an immediate end to the turn of the active team. Let's advance a few turns in order to look at the use of these key skills.
We're still alive.
Your team begins a new turn. The limited use of...
I have to tell you, you were always
hello, Inji. Yeah, don't take it personally. It's fine. The limited use of declaration counters reset at the start of each turn. The number of blitz declarations back to 1 in the declaration bar. I see. This blitzer is in good position to breach the opponent's defensive line. Select him and plan a block on the indicated opposition player using the action wheel, or simply by clicking on him. Execute the declaration with the shortcut key.
that's a good choice for this play.
So they're both down. However, the blitzer that activated is an advantage. The block skill. Yes! So this is this hand at the bottom of his skill card of Safiel the Fury. This skill allows the player who has possessed it to not be knocked down when both down is turned into block action. So this is a good result for me now. Oh, and it caused an injury. Your player was not knocked down. The block skill prevents being knocked down in the case of both down results. Each time a player is knocked down, an armor value roll is made against him. If the roll is successful, the armor value is broken and the player can be injured. In the log shortcut at the bottom left of your screen, details what just happened. The armor value of the player is a 9, and the roll was a 10, and he was broken. Your opposition is stunned, but it could have been a lot worse. Yeah, no shit, you can receive injuries which are like permanent debuffs to stats, which, by the way, will follow you through multiple games. That's the other thing about this game. It's progressive. Your players will die, you will recruit other players, and so on and so forth. It's kind of cool in that regards. So yeah, getting a stun, obviously not a great result, but an injury is brutal. To some teams, getting an injury to... like, as for example, one of your Skaven runners losing some edge or some movement is so brutal. It's basically the equivalent of killing the player. The stun status temporarily impairs the player by preventing him from standing up before a complete turn. Moreover, a player who is down loses his tackle zone. But why stop there? Making a player stunned isn't bad, but we can do a lot better. First, select the designed player. Am I going to hit him? I am. Foul and injuries. Finish what's been started. Plan a foul action by clicking on the opposition player, or by opening the action wheel. Execute the declaration with the go shortcut. Foul! So when a player's down, you can kick them while they're down. Oh my god. A foul declaration can only use once per turn. It allows you to combine a move action and a foul action against the opponent who's lying on the pitch. I didn't realise that. Is that different from Blood Bowl 2? I thought you had to have a special trait to get around fouls. A foul action immediately triggers an armor value roll, and if successful, an injury test against a player lying on the pitch. The opponent was KO'd. He's immediately removed from the pitch and will have to wait for a new drive before any hope of standing up. And it's only a 50% chance at the start of each drive. So this gives you a numerical advantage. Now let us move to the secret of a successful foul. Move a few players around the chosen blocker, who's lying on the pitch. Make sure that your players aren't being marked once they're in place. Reminder, being marked means being inside the tackle zone of an opponent. We're about to do some unspeakable things, so...
The player's on the ground.
And the little shove! I'm taking this personally, game.
Says he gets kicked in the face first.
I think he's going to make him suffer. Should they be stomping
Right.
on the place?
Now upon the foul declaration with your halfling hopeful.
Ref's not looking, so yes.
Each teammate providing an assist reduces by 1 the result required to successfully break the armor. Execute a foul. Death! I died!
I thought we might have one of those horrible games without at least...
Refereeing casualties. The referee noticed something. A foul carries the risk of a player being caught in the act. Okay, so he's on a roll. Fortunately, argue the call option brings in your coach, who has a small chance of dissuading the referee from sending off your player. Oh yeah, this is what bribes were for. I remember now. How do I do this? Oh, here it is. Argue the call, do nothing. We'll argue the call. God damn it. That wasn't a foul. He might have had the ball. You're lucky your player will not be sent off. The opposition player won't be sent from the pitch in the near future. Yeah, no shit, he's dead. Your foul action broke his armor value and the injury roll led to a casualty roll, meaning serious injury for the opposition player. Yeah, that's a pretty big casualty death. KO'd or injured players are placed in the dugout of their team. A player is KO'd has a 50% chance of recovering at the start of each new drive. If successful, he can be placed back on the pitch during the setup phase. A player who suffers a casualty is off the pitch for the rest of the match. Information about an injury or casualty suffered by a player is found on his profile.
Now, that's important.
Let us move the match forward to encounter a new situation. Throwing the ball. Start by selecting your thrower and then click on his nearby catcher teammate in order to gain a pass. Or plan a pass, even. Let us... okay. Yeah, sure. The success of a pass is determined by the PA characteristic of the thrower. His profile tells you it's a PA of 2+, meaning success with a roll of 2 or more with 1d6. Execute the pass declaration with the space shortcut go.
Perfect pass. Well played.
There are different types of passes depending on the distance between your thrower and his target. The further the target, the greater the penalty added to the PA test of your thrower. If the test is successful, the ball goes directly from the targeted square, otherwise the ball deviates or simply falls from the thrower's hands, and in the case of total failure, a result of one of these dice. The catch test is based on the agility of the player. Each opponent adjacent to a player is attempting a catch as a penalty of 1 to the catch test. So you want your player to be free, normally. To score a touchdown, you'll have to pass the ball to a teammate. Start by selecting your new ball carrier. The handoff action allows you to pass the ball directly into the hands of an adjacent player. This action does not require a dice roll on the pass. Only the player receiving the ball must undergo a catch test against his agility. You have 2 ways to plan a handoff. Either plan a move to the indicated square, or directly on the action wheel.
I can't understand why they keep...
Alright, sorry, I thought you were saying I could move first.
It's not like anyone cares. Wait, this isn't going well.
But whatever, I'll do it here. The handoff... Yeah, this is all we've seen. Your receiving player is close to the opposition end zone. Confirm the movement in it to score a touchdown. And go. It's all coming back to me. I like these bee cheerleaders, by the way. They believe in me. Get it? Get the joke?
All the knocked out players are back on the field. How delightful.
A new victory for the Usingen team. There remains one last match for you. For them in order to attract the attention of generous sponsors. Right. Last one against the Orcs.
Tired of getting trampled? Dreaming of the big guy silhouette? Run faster, you runts! I'm Varagultua! And I'm Lord Borak. We're an Oculus training program for weak scumbags like you. You'll be out there crushing orcs in only 4 weeks. Join Fitness Club Oculus and finally become the big guy of the match.
Fantastic. Where can I sign up, please? Alright, the gouged eyes.
The match is starting up again for the final chapter in this competition. Everything will be decided now.
Oh god, what's happened to the pitch here? Varagultua. I guess he's a star player. Welcome to this third match in the charge of Usingen rookies. We'll look at some special actions as well as the use of skills. We'll start by taking a new look at Blitz. Use the designated platform Blitz against the target.
Proving that he can be magnanimous when he wants.
Sure. A typical case of bad luck. Fortunately, you possess the team reroll that allows you to reroll all of your dice. Select the team reroll option at the bottom of the wheel. That's better. Choose any of these results. And you know what? I'll put you in this corner and I'll follow up on you. Ah, we caused an injury. He's stunned. Perfect. Team rerolls can be used by all members of your team. They allow you to reroll the dice of an action whose result doesn't suit you. Select this other player and plan a block action on the microbe standing next to him. The difference in strength will give you a significant advantage. The teammate of the target offer no assistance even though your player is in their tackle zone. This is because a player being marked by at least one other opponent cannot offer an assist during a block or foul action. This is what starts to confuse me in this game. So I believe what's going on here is they aren't offering assistance because they're marked by my halfling. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. So it's literally just a strength check.
I should probably say something
Not a good roll of the dice. Fortunately, you can use as many team rerolls as you want per turn. Use your second team reroll. And now pick the stumble result. So he has dodge. Unlike the power result, the opposition player was not knocked down because he has the dodge skill. He simply pushed back. The way is clear, almost. Another way through a defense's line is to jump over the players lying on the pitch. Select the indicated player and place him next to the opposition player who is lying on the pitch. Jumping is considered as a move action.
That's good, kid. You learn fast.
Hold down your wheel or on the opposition player in order to open the action wheel and select the jump option. Once it's been selected, go. Alright. I'll try again. I feel like it's not quite as intuitive
That's good, kid.
as it was in
That's good, kid.
Can I just jump over, please? In the previous one?
Why they keep broadcasting matches with all these rookie teams? It's not like anyone cares. Wait, this isn't going well.
Move. Jump. To here. Go. We've done it. Dead injury. Your player failed his action, and as with each time a player falls flat out on the pitch, the armor value roll is automatically triggered. When the armor value roll is successful, it is followed by an injury roll. If the latter is also successful, it is followed by the casualty roll. The casualty roll produced a very bad result for you, but don't worry, your team hired an apothecary for this type of situation. Choose the option at the bottom of the reaction wheel to use your apothecary and make a new casualty roll. You'll try to save your player from an unfortunate fate. Very good. NHS, I see. No offense to the NHS. You do stellar jobs. Select the no injury result that is offered. Your player will be available for the next drive. This turnover is an opportunity to move another moment in the match. Sure.
Not nice to carry off your opponents.
He was dead.
Your opponent has placed his ball carrier on the sidelines. We're going to kick him off the pitch. Showing what the crowd of Blood Bowl match is made of. Place this player on the indicated square. He's going to be an assist. Right, sure.
Remember, always give the people what they want.
And then we're going to blitz him. And a push is fine. These results will do. Pushing back off the pitch will trigger an instantaneous reaction from the crowd. And I'm going to stay put this time. Oh, never mind. Yeah, you show him. When a player is pushed into the crowd, the injury roll is automatically made against him before he's placed in the reserves box. He got stunned. When the ball leaves the pitch following a pass, a bounce, or when the ball carrier is pushed off the pitch, the spectators pass the ball to each other until it lands on the pitch again. Where in fact did it go? Ah, there it is. Your player is entangled in tackle zones. Select him with your left click and then move him onto the square containing the ball. There is no penalty when a player leaves the tackle zone of several opponents. However, there would have been if we tried to enter the tackle zone by performing a dodge.
Oh dear! Is that a good tackle or a bad dodge?
Job done. Your attempt at a first block that failed and your second one was successful. The test was rerolled thanks to your dodge skill of your player. Find this in the information log. So I believe this was this. Should a reroll fail for whatever reason, it's not possible to try a new reroll for that action. So you don't get to use your rerolls there. You're just fucked. Right, the player's picked up the ball. He just needs to go to the end zone. Go, go, go. What's all this little grunting going on? Right, Usingen rookies are victorious. Victory! Now familiar with the basics of Blood Bowl, I've got nothing left to teach you, so you must discover the rest for yourself. Okay.
We've just heard that the Usingen rookies have been thrown out for taking probability-altering substances. The NAF...
It's not what it looks like! It was contaminated meat!
Clash of sponsors competition. Apparently they were caught red-handed dipping into the D6 bag. Blood samples taken by the sports doctors confirmed the presence of illegal substances.
If they'd read Lord Borak's official biography, they'd know how to avoid this kind of thing. Bribery.
Rufus Bottom 14's agent was quick to stress his confidence in his coach.
We're gonna rebuild our team and continue the clash of sponsors. After all, it's only the players that were suspended, and they're expendable.
It's reassuring to see that these talented, caring leaders of men have the know-how to get back on their feet after such a chaotic start.
I enjoyed this tutorialization. I think it was pretty nicely done. Okay. So the pirate crew. So I guess these are still campaigns, right? The gifted Elite Division engineers. Okay. Let's keep working through the campaign. I still don't feel fully familiar yet. If you haven't already offered paid leave to your players, this competition created by Corsair Cruises will allow them to catch a glimpse of the sea and to drink their fill. Created? Teams can register as per the parameters of the competition. Format is knockout, fine. Simple match, no tie. A tie result will not be possible. 3 rounds. Mission mode free. And team value unlimited. Oh, do I have to create a team now? You have no team available for this competition. Yeah, no shit. I guess. Oh, sorry. I need to create a team and then register for the competition. I see what you want me to do here. Apologies. Okay. So let's create a new team. Your teams. Find all your teams on this screen. If you don't have a team, create your own by selecting the Create New Team button on the bottom left. You can access the menu of each of your teams by selecting the corresponding tile. Step 1. Each race has its strengths and weaknesses that you can check out in the details option of this screen. The teams that you create will be can be played in all game modes. All competition matches will have an impact on your teams, who will collect money, injuries, and glory through the course of their careers. Okay, so these are the teams from the start. The Imperial Nobility. Look at the beard on this guy. I'm trying to hover. You can see my mouse. Why can't you see my mouse? Whatever. The beard on this guy. Fantastic. And the feathers on this guy hat. You can tell this guy is a player. The Orcs. Oh, it also tells you a mastery. So these are 3-star. Orcs, unsurprisingly, 1-star. To Orcs, we owe the rediscovery of the sacred tome of Nuffle, the delicate art of sculptures in excrement, as well as many serious injuries. Loathing the collective game, they have long since abandoned the idea of successful pass. They just plow through the enemy line, so they just beat people down. The Black Orcs. They're capable of strategy while presenting an exceptional talent for melee combat. However, never ask them to tell a joke. Their special sense of humour might prove fatal for you. The Humans, who are just boring. Average across the board, yeah, no shit. We're not playing as a human. Actually, what was the Imperial Nobility? The nobles of the Empire, be they fans of Blood Bowl, daring entrepreneurs, or just seekers of a bloody pastime, sometimes establish richly accessorized teams, bringing together nobles and commoners. They replicate an age-old, but sometimes disparate social structure. Okay. The Chaos... Oh, fuck the Chaos. The Chaos Renegades. The Chaos Renegades embrace their faith outside of any official cult. These mismatched teams enchant fans to mutations and illegality. However, don't expect a game that is pleasing to the eye. The players can't stand each other. Oh, I forgot about the mutations of, like, the Nurgle and stuff. Skaven. Rats, we're the rats. Blood Bowl is so popular among the Skaven that a clan was created with the sole aim of supervising the practitioners of the sport. Regular consumption of warpstone provided them with vitamins and minerals. Clearly they're hooked. Right, the Old World Alliance. Is that a fucking treeman? Cosmopolitan and progressive, these teams represent the sacred union of peoples around Dwarf Bear, halfling gastronomy and human cockiness. Recently, ogres and treemen have been enlisted to strengthen their ranks. The elves, fuck elves. They jump over your head, do some elf bullshit, and you lose to them. The Dark Elves decided to honour the most violent emotions, turning their back on the tactics extolled by elf traditionalists. These adepts of the Blitz bring smiles to the faces of connoisseurs, The only ones able to appreciate the beauty of their guileful attacks. The Chaos Chosen. They have a fucking Minotaur boy. This particularly destructive team brings together Minotaurs, Beastmen, Ogres, and Trolls in a common goal: spill the enemy blood in honor of the 4 gods of chaos. They are so devoted to that they will sometimes forget the ball. Okay, so this is the kill team. Dwarf. And they have the fucking car. Dwarf claim that they don't cheat, but that they just interpret the rules. Some choose to take them on their word. After all, aren't they the ones able to translate the sacred tome of Nuffle that contains the rules of Blood Bowl? This fucking card just mows people down. It is obnoxious. The Elven Union. Fuck elves. For the elves, players of the Elven Union, the avant-gardist, not only do they pay no heed to long-standing animosities between their respective people, but, in addition, they sport ever more audacious combinations of colours and hairstyles. Mastery 4-star, they will just jump over your head. And finally, the Nurgle. Followers of the Nurgle proudly display the gifts from their god, be they mutations or contagious disease. Vomiting tentacles, big white spots are really painful. They choose a life of suffering in order to become the best players of Blood Bowl. Right, who do we want to be? Who's the first team we create? I kind of want to go for a little rat team. Sadly, the Lizardmen aren't in here. I think Skaven is the closest thing to the Lizardmen, where you have a bit of a mixture of everything. They can kind of run the ball, do a bit of dodging. They have some punchy people, like the Rat Ogre. And then we need to come up with a name. Ooh. I didn't really think about any of this. I should probably have, considered what we're going to call these. We will be... It has to be an American football name as well. What American... You know what? I'm going to have to Google this. I'm simply not aware of all the American football team names. And we'll pick one which we can put a rat pun into. So obviously all of them are regions. Oh, we could be like the Black Rat Packers. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Perfect. Okay, next. Last step. A balanced draft ensures a ready and coherent team composition with the strengths and weaknesses of the chosen race. Whatever hiring method is chosen, all newly created teams begin with a budget of 1 million gold pieces. So either we can do it manually or we can get the AI to do it, I believe. I'm not about that lifestyle. I'm going to create the team, okay? Okay. Immediately overwhelmed. So we have 1 million gold pieces. This is the cost of each of the players. This is the cost for the staff. So like the rerolls, the apothecary. Oh yeah, I thought the cheerleaders give you an effect as well. Okay, so what do I want? I think I want... Oh, and this shows you how many you can have. I want a Rat Ogre. I want a big, chunky, meaty boy that is the heart of our team. I think I want both the Blitzers. And the Blitzers come with... Oh, can you select this? You can. They come with block, which is pretty nice. What is this? Oh, this is just for buying skills in the future. I see. Gutter Runners? I think I want at least 2 of these, but we might come back to this. So these are the guys you want to pass to, and they can just run the ball. I definitely want a thrower. And then the linemen are just the chod, right? Do I have to get to 16? How many players do I need for this? I always forget. Because I only want enough players for a game. I don't want any reserves. Do I need, like, 11? Alright, we have 1.6 remaining. I would really like some rerolls, please. No offense to the rats. But I don't think I'm going to take an apothecary. I think I'll take another reroll, please. Let me check this. Hang on a minute. Before I run a team with too few players. Players on team. I don't want the 12 starting teams. Alright, fuck it. I can't find that information. It just keeps telling me there's 12 teams at the start of the game. I'm sure the game will tell me if I've done something really dumb. So we have 15k left in the treasury. I will pick up some bee people. I think we're good. This is only the first team. This is like a practice team, to be fair. The game seems happy with me for the number of players I've got. Okay. So this is all set in stone now. I believe this is a team. And we need to customize them. Customization on a team. Change the logos of your team, the jerseys that your players wear, the look of the ball or even the pitch associated with them. Try out the various possible combinations so that your team is truly unique. Okay. Obviously, first we have to get the emblem right. There are 15 pages of this. Oh, wait. It's a little bit laggy, let me put it that way. Can I just do this with a shortcut key, please? Nope. There wasn't a B there, is there? There's an S. There is an R. But Green Bay is just a big G, right? I'll tentatively have this selected, and we'll have a little bit of a look further. Well, man, a lot of options here. Okay. Diphtheria, nice. We'll go with the big R. The pattern. So right now we're a solid colour. Oh, half and half. Engraving. Oh, that's pretty nice. Plasma. Moldy. Oh, I kind of like this. Moldy rats. Yes. And then the palette. We definitely want black in here. Black and green, though, could be a pretty goddamn cool look. Is it not black as a colour? That's annoying. What is the darkest thing you offer then? I guess not turn green. Okay, that's dark enough. Then I want something a little bit more greeny. Like a sewery green. And where is the third colour? It's just the bit at the back of the logo, right? I have no idea. It hasn't changed the logo one bit. Can you... Oh, it's on the flag. Is it on the trim as well? Corporate needs you to tell the difference between these two images. They're the same. Okay. If this is the case and it's only affecting like the color of the flag, because that's all I can see right now. Let's go for like a radioactive green as well. Nice. Okay. We have done. The cheerleaders. The human cheerleaders, the brutal cheerleaders. I guess I'll take a brutal cheerleader. Where am I? Oh, I guess the bees were because they were yellow and black. God damn it. Oops. The coaches. Grombrindle the White Dwarf. Helmet Wolf. Or Grimfilth Howler. I have to be Grimfilth Howler. I love him. Okay, the pitch. We're on a human pitch. Sure. I assume we can either unlock other stuff or whatever later. There were some DLCs for cosmetics, so maybe they were cosmetic DLCs. The brutal set dice. Yeah, sure, give me the brutal set. The ball. Do I have a brutal ball? I do. I like it. I think that chain's a bit cheating, though. The current motto is nothing. The new motto. Rats. We're the rats. Perfect. And the name is Black Rat Packers. Okay, so I think this is everything, right? Look at them, they're there. The Skaven team. The cost, just a little bit short of $1 million. Right, get me back into the competitions. You know what? For YouTube, we'll end this episode here. We did the tutorialization, and I will split up into the next part where we go through this competition. Anyway, YouTube, thanks for watching this, and I'll see you next time for the real deal. Goodbye.